Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Rosa, you're unmuted. So why don't you start us off? Call to order. I'm sorry, Gloria. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Gloria, can you call us to order?
No worries. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the North Brunswick Township Board of Education. May we please rise or sit for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States
of America, and to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr.
Brockman.
Here.
Mr. Brooks.
Here.
Mr. Duran Harris.
Here.
Ms. Keefe. Here. Mr. Liguori.
Here.
Mr. Liu.
Here.
Ms. Rubin. Here. And Ms. Gonzalez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, the public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location, was distributed by 3 p.m. on Tuesday, April 14th, 2020 in the following manner. Posted on the bulletin board reserved for announcements in the board office, Old Georges Road, North Brunswick, mailed to the Home News Tribune, Sentinel, and the clerk of the Township of North Brunswick, and delivered to the 9 duly elected board members. At this time, we will go into our open session. Dr. Zakowski, any old business to discuss?
Madam President, I normally reserve any business. As you see, I don't have a report tonight. I do have some old business and new business. Let me start off with old business with welcoming no longer our board member, one of our colleagues who was sworn in last Saturday as a newest councilwoman for the Township of North Brunswick, Ms. Clarabelle Cortez. Clarabelle's on with us tonight as a guest. She's a visitor to our meeting. I just want to say on behalf of the Board of Education, the entire educational community of North Brunswick, we owe you a debt of gratitude. We hit the lottery, Clarabelle. People don't realize I'm a lottery winner many times over. And one of the lotteries that I hit was meeting you, going around trying to pass a referendum. And I was fortunate enough to meet and talk with you and saw that you advocated for children. You had a wonderful perspective, a wonderful background. You've lent so much to us. I've learned so much. And North Brunswick Board of Education and School District is a better place because of you. You found it and you left it in a better position. And we just look forward to working with you at the town council level. And we know you're going to continue to be an advocate for all children and be a partner as we serve the same folks from both positions, the Board of Ed and our township. So I'll turn it back to Gloria to add any comments, but I just want to say thank you and best of luck. And you're once in a family, always in a family. So thank you.
Hey, Clarabelle, I can only echo the words of Dr. Zakowski. You have been a tremendous asset to our team. You brought passion for community relations, for connecting with our community in bigger and better ways. And as Dr. Zakowski said, you've made our team better for your presence. We know, excuse me, that you're not too far away and that we can always call on you. And you know the same works the other way. Thank you, and we love you.
With that, Madam President, thank you. Very nice. I'm sure all the board members will continue to join us thanking Clarabelle. We certainly look forward to work with her. Under new business, because Ms. Cortez resigned to become and got sworn in as a councilwoman, the new business is I work with you, Madam President, to follow our process, work with Jonathan, Mr. Bush, who's on with us, to advertise and follow the law. The law gives us 65 days to fill the position. We are advertising starting Friday for the open board positions on the website. It'll be in the papers. Ms. Rupert put it out. And we will have it open till May 4th, Monday, May 4th, until 3 o'clock. So April 24th to May 4th, and then the board will do their interview and set up their own schedule to examine the candidates to fill the unexpired term from Mrs. Cortez's unexpired term. And then at that time, hopefully by the May meeting, the board will announce the successor to Ms. Cortez and select someone. We have 65 days. You have 65 days by law from the time of the resignation. So working with Mr. Bush, we know this timeline is a very doable timeline, and the board should name someone within that timeline, because after 65 days, the executive county superintendent would name someone. So I'm sure we don't have to get to that level. So that's new business. Last thing under new business, two more
Dr.
things.
Sikowski, I'm sorry, before you continue,
Sure.
I just wanted to add, in terms of the process, for anyone who might be interested in putting their name in for this open position, that we would look for a letter of interest describing the qualifications of those candidates. And as you said, they should be prepared then to go through an interview process with multiple members of our board. As we collaborate on looking for the best fit and the person that can bring the most value to our board. So just wanted to let people know so they can start preparing their resumes.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. That will be in the advertisement and on our board, on our website. So thanks for reminding me. So that person will have big shoes to fill, but our board is up to it. We're very fortunate to have a very collaborative board. Other new business, I just received word today from the high school and from U.S. News and World Report that North Brunswick High School just increased its ranking to the top tier as best high schools in America. We now got that designation through U.S. News and World Report. We moved 25% points in nationally in our improvement over the last 2 years. If you remember 2015, we received this award. 2017, we have issues with graduation rates. Worked very hard. Give credit to Mr. Neller and his team. Thank you, board, for supporting him. Mr. Neller's a new principal. He's encountered a lot of challenges, and he's done a nice job leading his team, leading the high school. More to come on this, but I want to share it here on their new business. Today, this morning, our mayor has been wonderful keeping up with this, informing the township along with Ms. Guadagnino about what's going on in the township, and he gives me an opportunity to highlight what's going on with the educational world, the school. And I had Ms. Collado, who will be with us next week, our student rep, and she just sent a message that was beautiful. I want everyone to hear that our message was North Brunswick. We're not surprised. People ask, where are why are kids going to Rutgers and Middlesex County College? Well, they're still going to go to Rutgers and Middlesex County College, but listen to some of the acceptances where children are picking Rutgers honors schools over some of the acceptances we just got informed of: Georgia Tech, Yale, Georgetown, Duke, Boston College. These are colleges that our students are creating choices for themselves, and some are going, like Amanda Collado. She was receiving large scholarship offers from Stevens. She was ready to sign with Stevens Institute of Technology, but Rutgers Honors College came back and offered more money, as did the College of New Jersey. So we're getting wonderful news. This is all part of the ranking. We have a wonderful senior class. And again, thank you to our administrator, led by Mr. Neller, the teachers, the staff at the high school, and great news. And last, under new new business, I know we're shared with Councilwoman, who's the liaison to the board, Ms. Guadagnino. I saw her come on. She's been championing the school and the township, and she's been mentioning the census. And I just want to echo her words, and we'll have a report next week from Community Relations and mention and remind everyone the census helps the town. It gets us our fair share of relief, subsidizing us, hardworking people, hardworking school district. So it benefits the town, it benefits the schools, it benefits our services. So please fill out the census. And so that's the old and new business at this time, Madam President.
Very good, thank you. This time we'll take a few minutes and review the agenda for the regular public meeting.
Madam President, I'm
sorry, sir.
going to post the regular agenda, the review of the agenda. Can everyone see that on their screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. And let me just start off with the highlight in yellow. It's because we are going to advertise it this next meeting differently, so that date and time will change because it was advertised prior in one big advertisement, so we have to change it. Yellow means it's a work in progress, and we'll get the exact date on this as we're reviewing next week's agenda for the public. And let me just start off with the highlight.
So we'll, should we then continue through the review of this agenda or
Yes.
wait for next week?
No, we're going to continue. I just wanted to highlight why that was highlighted. That's gonna
Okay, got it. All right, so page 1 and 2.
Madam President, and you can see all these wonderful students that we normally bring in person, right? It's a wonderful evening. I will be asking all of them and ask their coaches, because we have a Zoom ability to have them come on or at least watch on YouTube when their coaches come on to talk about them quickly next week. So we have a long meeting, but it's worth it because these students worked hard. We've honored our wonderful fall athletes. These are our winter athletes who achieve unbelievable accolades, county and statewide, as you can see through the agenda here on page 1 and 2. So we're working on getting the coaches to get the students to at least watch on YouTube as they highlight their the honorees.
So are you going to control this or am I?
Okay, no, you can control it.
Just didn't want to have us battling.
No, we do. I'm going to make you, Madam President, co-host. You are now able to control that.
All right.
So,
no, I can't. So
you can't. Oh, sorry. Then I'm going to control it.
Do it. So page 3. Page 4.
Madam President,
Sir?
what you see here on page 4, and I'll keep going down to page 5, and I'll stop where we have the resolutions below page 5. You can see where I'm highlighting. This is our total budget that will be presented next week. Mr. Ligori will be giving an update report from business operations and finance. I will be giving, as required, a public presentation of our county adopted and approved budget. It's only a preliminary budget. I'll mention more next week as we are going to work through this, as we've asked guidance from Governor Murphy. We asked for some guidance from the Department of Education. Should we wait on this presentation as there are going to be some major changes and major impacts to the state budget? But so far, the only guidance we received is that we have to meet the state requirements, which is adopt a permanent budget and present it publicly between the timelines of April 24th and May 7th. So next week, and I said April 24th, it's actually April 27th to May 7th. So we're doing it April 29th. And if things change, we'll have to come back to the public based upon what happens in Trenton and due to this difficult economy now, sudden loss of revenue. So that's what you see here. That's what's on here.
Page 5.
Yep, on page 5, and all the way up to page 5.
Any questions, comments?
We'll move to page 6 then.
Sorry. I'm sorry, you went a little fast. There was a motion there to approve the board minutes.
Yeah, that'll be for next week as we, we're reviewing. Any questions about what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, okay. All right.
Page 6.
Do we have any? Oh, this is still for next week.
Yeah.
Sorry. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8.
As you can see, we have in yellow, we're getting very close. We'll have this person appointed, hopefully recommended to you next week as Shelley, Miss Rupert, who is the secretary to the business administrator. Not only is her birthday today, she's on, and she is retiring.
Oh, happy birthday, Shelley.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
You have served this district with distinction and with a lot of love, and we're very appreciative. Page 9.
I muted her, sorry.
Oh, that wasn't nice.
That's her leave. So you can see typically this would be a very heavy month for HR, even though they've been working hard. We are moving the rehirees to next month and possibly June, as we're trying to work with the state on what's coming down and what's the parameters we have to work with. Curriculum instruction, we're going to page 10, folks.
Page 10.
Finance, these numbers will be filled in as our folks have been working remotely. Ms. Hawk has had the crew coming in one at a time, sometimes two separate parts of the building. Just there's some things we just can't do remotely. Bills are being paid, and we are humming at the end. We will not skip a beat, and we're paying extra attention to protocols, processes, and regulations, because we know when we re-enter the real way of doing business, the auditors are going to be out looking to make sure that everything was followed to the T. And we pride ourselves here having everything done, all the I's dotted, T's crossed, every penny accounted for. And again, through Ms. Hawk's leadership, working with Dr. Folkowski and her folks, working remote and then coming in individually, we're able to continue to do this. All these numbers will be filled in for next week.
Thank you. Page 11.
This is a refinancing of our debt. So previous bonds we receive, we're saving money, we're refinancing, we're going out to try to refinance, as is a requirement when we can save so much money. We're going through our finance personnel and our bond attorney, and we need your permission, and it's only saving the taxpayers money to make sure we get the best rates possible, and we're allowed to call them at a certain time. These bonds this is the third time we're refinancing. It keeps our credit rating very high and our ability to borrow, or our ability to fund and pay off finance at a very low rate.
That's great.
This is our renewal to our joint pool insurance. The next on page 12, as I'm finishing through, it's a long. We're very fortunate to have Ms. Campbell working with Rosa. We are looking at every angle under the COVID-19 issues with insurance. We're looking at reimbursement for our transformer that's recently blew due to electrical issues. We've been very fortunate, and we've been maximizing our return from our insurance to cover those obviously unanticipated issues. So therefore, it's a long resolution, but it covers the law and legally allows us to take care of renew this contract. Letter C, we're soliciting bids for a 5-year lease purchase. Again, as is part of our budget for our textbooks and our buses and our one-to-one devices. This is year 5, our last year of a 5-year program. We use that for our one-to-one and our recycling. The good news is year 1 of our repayment of the first leasing is off the books. This will come on and we will continue to replace our one-to-one devices. And this is how we do it. The rates that we are getting are below 1.6, in the previous year. One of our years we had 0.9. So, and the rates are very favorable. So this will be last year of our final year of our one-to-one rollout. But we have to solicit bids first, and we'll be back to give the winner of the who's the low bidder for our $1 million lease. This is Desi. We're asking letter D to continue our work with the mercury sampling to make sure we keep a handle on that. If you remember, we had to close the gym to monitor that flow there in the high school gym. So we'll continue to do that. But all this contract assessments is for not only the high school but the entire district as well. We're monitoring that as well. Letter E. This is our government wire networking equipment that we're eligible for 50% reimbursement E-rate. This is part new school and part of our parallel paths of upgrading throughout the district. The government makes it available 50% funding, and we're eligible for it. We may not get to 504,000, but we're eligible for that, and we won't exceed that. But we're eligible for 50% of what we install. Mr. Patel asked us to put the second reading of the policies. One note: we do have a policy meeting next week due to the remoteness. We're meeting at 6 o'clock for policy, and we may have policies added for a first reading for next week as well, Mr. Brooks. So,
Okay.
But this is second. This has been vetted. This is the second reading. These three. We do have a brief policy meeting for to add first readings next week. We can't put them on now because we haven't met with the policy meeting. We're meeting next Wednesday before the board meeting. So we'll prepare for that.
Okay.
Our transportation, page 16. Madam President, this is our bids. We put out bid packages. We did not accept it. We're going out to rebid many packages. These are some of the packages that met our need and came in under as acceptable bids. So we're, Ms. Hawk, I know you're available. What's the exact date of the other bids are coming back to us? Tuesday. So that would be April, I believe, 28th.
28th.
Yes. So, yes. Madam President, I was talking too much. Take it away. Page 17. Sorry.
Page 17.
Yeah. I got carried away. Sorry. What else is new?
Well, hang on. That's our last item.
I know.
So, any questions or comments from board members? All right. I will take that as a general no. And so,
Madam President, I will now bring us back. If we have no questions on the agenda, I bring us back to this is next week's agenda. So let me bring us back to where we are now. We're on number 6 on tonight's agenda.
Yes.
If any member of the public is interested in asking a question or making a comment, we would ask that they identify themselves on Zoom and keep their comments to 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Clarabelle Cortez. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Working with everyone here has been amazing. Thank you, Dr. Z. Thank you, Gloria. It has been a true honor. When I joined the school board, I joined because I wanted to give back. But to be honest with you, I think I I was the one who got the most back because working with every person here, working with the teachers, working with Dr. Z's staff was just amazing. So I'm gonna miss you. I don't think the public knows how much you all work. Many of the meetings go until 11:30 at night, sometimes later. A lot of work goes into being a board member, but it is the most rewarding job you could ever have. So if you are considering becoming a board member, I highly recommend it. The students need you, the community needs you. And thank you, Dr. Z. Thank you, Gloria, the rest of the board members, and Dr. Z and your staff. You're amazing. I don't know, I'm lost for words because you have done so much with such limited budgets and being underfunded that you should be commended for that because you have made miracles happen. And I thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Clarabelle.
thank you. Certainly, we're going to miss you, but we know where you are.
Indeed. Yeah, I think my 3 minutes are up.
Uh,
I want to follow the rules. You guys taught me well. Follow the rules.
you always do.
Thank
Any
you.
other comments from the public? Okay. And may I have a motion to close the public session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Maybe, Rosa, do you need to do a roll call on that?
We had agreed to do a roll call just to make sure everyone was clear since we are not all on one picture right now.
Thank you.
So if you don't mind, Mrs. Gonzalez, I will
Yes,
call roll
but-
call again.
Rosa, are you doing, I just want to make sure you're doing a roll call just to close the public portion, is that right? Just because you.
It's a public portion, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Brockman,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes.
Mr. Duran Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Keefe? Yes. Mr. Liguori,
Yes.
Mr. Liu,
Yes.
Ms. Rubin,
Yes.
and Ms. Gonzalez.
Yes.
The public portion is closed.
Now, Ms. Gonzalez, we just need a motion for adjournment.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
And once again, we'll go through the roll call. Mr. Brockman,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes.
Mr. Duran Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Keefe? Yes. Mr. Liguori,
Yes.
Mr. Liu,
Yes.
Ms. Rubin,
Yes.
and Ms. Gonzalez. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Be safe, and we'll see
Night.
everyone soon. Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, good night.
Good night.